So first thing first, is Rishan here? They will sometimes give you a hint on what to plot against what in the next part. If they are kind, they will give you a hint. That means they are telling you that your y-axis is this and your x-axis is this. Sometimes they don't. They just say plot a suitable straight line graph. Then you need to decide on your own. So they already told you this, so you know you need to do something to this equation so that you get xy and x squared. So what do you think I need to do to this equation so that I can get there? Okay, so I multiply by x first. So if I multiply by x, this one becomes x squared. This one becomes a. And this one becomes xy, then with a b. Okay? So somehow my y is here already. This is my x. But usually it's y equals to mx plus c. It shouldn't have a coefficient in front of y. So what should I do? Yeah, so I divide by b throughout. So everything divide by b. My xy is on its own. My a will become a over b. And then my x squared, there will be a 1 over b in front of it. Yes. Which one? Bx squared. Because when we have the equation, we always have y equals to mx plus c. We don't have a number in front of y. So we need to make... because the question already insists that this must be y and this must be x. Okay? So with that, I know that my equation is y equals to mx plus c. Yes. I divide by b so that my y has no coefficient. Because I need to get y equals to mx plus c. I cannot have by equals to mx plus c. Okay, so if you compare carefully, your y-intercept will give you the value of a over b. And then your gradient will give you the value of 1 over b. Okay, so this is how you will linearize it. So in order to plot the graph, you need a new table of values. So I'm going to construct my new table of values. Okay, remember your table of values is always x followed by y. So our x in this case is x squared. Okay, and then our big y in this case is xy. So your new table of values, instead of using 1, it should be 1 squared. So it's just 1. Instead of 2, it's 2 squared. So it's 4. So you need to square all these value. 9. Then 16. 25. And of course 36. So your new x values must all square. Because this is how it should be. Okay, then next one, it's your y value. You want to get the product of these two. So that will be a 2. Okay, if you want, you can keep the decimal point. If you don't want, you can leave it. Then this one will be 2 times 1.75. Which is a 3.5. Okay, 3 times 2, 6. 4 times 2.38. 9.52. Okay, then we have 5 times 2.8. And then lastly, 6 times 3.25. So this is the new table of values that you will plot your straight line. Okay, you will use this to plot your straight line. And then if you look at the questions carefully, they say, can you state the algebraic terms that represents gradient and y-intercept? So we just follow lah. Just now we already know that gradient is 1 over b. Okay, and then my y-intercept is a over b. So this one is answers to part A. Okay, according to how you linearize. Now they say using your data, can you draw a straight line? They never give you the scale, means they leave it to you to decide. So you plan. Okay, I squeeze can not? Or you're still copying?
Shouldn't we? So XY is the new big X.
XY is the new big Y.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so the next part is deciding on the scale. If they never tell you, you just make sure you decide on a sensible scale. 24, 26, so only Gabby not here. Okay, can I shift here? Not yet. So the most important thing about linear law is first step, linearize your equation. Make it into a linear equation first. Second, you need a new set of table of values. Okay, always calculate your new table of values. It is almost never that you will plot your graph directly using this. If you plot your graph directly using this, it's definitely a curve. Then you know it's not linear law anymore. Okay, so never jump into the question straight away using this to plot a graph. You get 0 marks, nothing. It's like you never do the question. Okay, so let's plan our graph so that we can fit the entire scale inside. Okay, if I do 5, let 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, so maybe for x-axis, I will use 2cm to represent 5 units so that I have enough. Okay, if you want to use 1 for 1, I don't think we have enough because we need to go up to 36. Okay, then y-axis, let's also plan a bit. We don't have any negative values. We must go all the way to 20. So probably 4 cm for 5. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. So 4 cm. Oops. 4 cm to represent 5 units. Let's widen it. Okay. So first of all, I will draw my straight line. Okay, maybe somewhere here. So this one is my x-axis is your x squared. Okay, then my y-axis, I will probably start here. Okay, so this is my xy. So 2 box to represent 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Because I need to go up to 36. So 40 will be more than enough. Then the other part, I will use 2 box to represent 5. 10. So that is more spread out. 15, 20. Which is more than enough already. Okay, then I will start plotting my points. So the first one is 1 and 2. So every 4 box is 1 for the vertical one. So I go 8 box here. Okay, so how to decide? 5 units divide by 10. So each box is 0.1. Okay, here 5 units divide by 20 boxes. So each box is like a 0.25. So every 2 box is a 0.5. So you can just calculate like that. So this is my 1, 2. Next one is my 4 and 3.5. So on your own graph paper, you can start plotting your own points. No need to wait for me. 3.5. So 4 box is 1. 4, 8, 12. Okay, so here Okay, just plot carefully. So 9 is 2 blocks away. Go to 6. So probably here. So for the the vertical axis, every 4 blocks is 1. Okay, for the horizontal axis, every 2 blocks represents 1. So easier for you to calculate like that. Okay, next one is my 16 and 9.52. So 16 is this line. 9 is 4 point. Okay, here. Okay, then I have 25 and 14. 4 boxes away.
So how do you draw?
A what?
Do you use the
Yeah, I use the ruler. Of course. 36 is here, this line. 19.5 is here. Okay? So draw your line of best fit. Usually the points they give you will more or less fall on the same straight line. It's calculated already.
So we need to write down or still on the
Do you need to what?
write down or still on the
No need. You just decide on your skill. No need to write here. I write for you to see. So when they never specify for you, you decide your own skill. But your whole graph paper, you shouldn't be just drawing your graph so small at the corner. Then it's not a suitable scale. Okay, make sure you widen your graph. Yes. Yes. Sorry? If they don't give, it's up to you to determine. But make sure it's sensible, not very small. Big enough so that it's easy for you to read your answers.
I might have used the wrong paper.
Which one? There will be one question. Every year we'll have. Yeah, one big question. That's all. Linear law usually is one big question. Okay, 9 to 11 marks. So it's like if it appears in paper 2, it's about 10% of your paper lah. Okay? So of course, just now we know that gradient will give you the value of 1 over b, and your y-intercept will give you the value of a over b. So go to your graph and pick any 2 points that will help you find gradient easily.
This is testing for damage.
Yes, but not the graph plotting, just the one that I showed you all yesterday. Based on my knowledge from the setter is don't have 8.2 lah, just 8.1, 9.1. Okay, so 9.1 is just the sketch. They gave you the sketch and then ask you to find the equation. Okay, but this one is what they usually test in O-level lah, so we need to learn. Okay, so gradient is go to your graph, pick any 2 points that is easy to read. So let me find one that is easy to read. Probably, is there one that intersect nicely somewhere? Here, this one. Okay, so this one is at 30. And then my y is here. So every 4 box, so plus 2, so 16.5. Okay, so this is 1 point. I need at least 2 points that are easy to read. So I got 1 more point here, which is at 12. Okay, your point will be different. It depends on. So this is 7.5. Yes. Our own coordinate, I cannot. Must pick from the line. If you want to reduce your error, you can pick one of the coordinate that you plot. But the other one should be from you lah. Okay? So, so when you calculate gradient, it will be y2 minus y1. Okay, then x2 minus x1. Half. So if you compare with 1B, then B is 2. Okay, yours may not be exactly at 2. If it's a 1 point something, it's also fine. Okay, so there is an accuracy that we allow. There's room for accuracy, so plus minus. Okay, so once you find your B value, next is they want you to find A also. So this value comes from your y-intercept. So just go and read your y-intercept value from the graph, which is here. So let's take it to be for 1.25. Okay, from my graph, it looks like a 1.25. Okay, and then A, I don't know, but B, I already solved, that is 2. So if I cross multiply, A will give me a 2.5. Okay, so that's how you get the gradient and y-intercept value to determine your unknown. So the concept is simple. It's just you linearizing and then using the new table of values, plot and estimate. Okay, this one is part what? Part C. Part D is where? Okay. Yes. What? A dozen? Did you plot wrongly? 36 is to what? 19 19 is here, right? 19, 4 boxes away, but 0.5 is here. So it's here, what? You plot wrongly. Yeah.
So if like ours isn't like a bit decimal for the
It's okay one. Just plug in and get the value. They will accept a range of values.
I have 1 out of 5.
Cannot be. That means you plot that point wrongly. You check. Okay, so you must read your scale carefully. Okay, then of course the last one says that when y is 12 over x, can you find your unknown value, okay, of x? So this one we can't find unless we relate it to our scale. So should I relate this to my y-axis or my x-axis? Make a guess. My y, right? Because this tells me that xy is 12. So they are suggesting that my big Y is 12. Go and find what is my big X value. So you go to your big Y and then locate 12. So 4 box is... Okay, so this is my 12. So I go to my graph, find where is 12. And then I go and read my X value. My big X value. So this tells me my big X is 21. Big X, So my big X represents X squared. It's 21. So to find the value of X, you need to take a square root. When you take square root, there's always 2 answers. But for this graph, you know for sure it's positive. So you can just ignore the negative one. So square root 21. So 4.58. Yes. Yeah, you just read here. Okay, it's okay. You just based on your accuracy and then write there. Why 1.5 4 box is 1, right? It's 6 box, right? And it's 5 box, right?
I got 1.7.
1.75. Okay, we will accept one range of accuracy, but don't be too off lah. Cannot go too far away.
So why should get 1.2?
Because it's at the 5th box. Every 1 box is 0.25. So 5th box means it's 1.25. So you all read properly. Okay? So just remember whatever they give you, relate back to the curve. Also can. Okay? So I'm just showing you how it works. So make sure you know how to start. Okay, now let's practice. Oh, actually you only need 4 graph, right? Because yesterday we already finished 1. 4 graph paper only. Okay, so now for the rest of the time, right? In class, I want to do the next few examples. So the graph plotting, later I will give you a bit of time to do, but let's go through the equation first. Okay, the equation first. So those are the ones that are tested for your WA.
Only making
The one that we show you like that. But of course they don't show you the plot lah. Can?
Have you seen the paper already?
No, it's not approved yet. It haven't get to me. Part D. Okay, they say when y is equal to 12 over x, but you look at my x and my y axis, I don't have y value. I must either relate to my x-axis or relate to my y-axis. So by looking at this, I know they want me to cross multiply. That means they are telling me that xy takes the value of 12. So xy is from my y-axis. So it's just like your linear equation. When you draw, then the question say, when y is 12, what is x? Right? This is your normal linear equation. But now you need to operate linear, non-linear. So when they give you this value, they are telling you that the big Y on your straight line is 12. So you go and find your big X, what is the corresponding value, right? Which is 21. But this 21 is not the small x you have. You need to operate backwards because this big X that you have actually represents x squared on the real curve. So you need to put back your x squared and then find x. Okay, so there's some code switching on your end. So that one you just need to be careful. So the difficulty lies with this. You need to switch between two. Okay, when is it the linear? When is it the curve? Okay, we go to the next one. Can I? Okay, so this one I don't need you to practice anymore. Because O-level won't ask you question like that. You're supposed to make the decision on what is the x-axis, what's the y. Let's go straight into this. Okay, so first of all, this is the big Y value. This is the big X value. I always like to write like that so that it will force me to operate on the linear form. So linear form, I know the equation of this straight line must be y equals to mx plus c. I don't care what is the small x, what is the small y now. I only care about this straight line, how to find the equation of that straight line. So I'm going to ignore these two first. Pretend that it doesn't exist. Okay, so now looking at this line, I want to find gradient. I will just take any 2 points that I know and find gradient. So y2 minus y1 is x2 minus x1. It's negative 2. So I know my gradient already. Now I want to find my y-intercept. I sub in any one point on the line. So I put in, then it will give me 1 minus 2, 5, C. So C is 11. So my equation is this. This is that straight line you see there. This straight line that you see here has this equation. This is the linear form. So when they say, can you express y in terms of x? They are not talking about the linear form. They are talking about the original curve because they are using small tiny x and small tiny y. Okay, the small tiny x and the small tiny y. So put it back in. So this actually represents y over x. This represents xy. So just put all those back in. And then make y the subject of formula.
This is all just to express in non-linear form.
Correct. Because they want you to get back the original. So they say make y the subject of formula, right? So group all the y's together. Shift all the x to the other side. Take out y. and then divide it over. Yes. She's not here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? So they say express y in terms of that, and then this is my equation. So this is part 1's answer. All this whole thing for that one part 1. Okay, but second part, they want me to find the value of P. And P comes from a point on the straight line. So think, should I operate on the non-linear form or the linear one? The linear one, because this point is on the linear line. So don't go and sub in here. If not, you will end up getting something different. So because this x that is here is not x value, it's xy value. This y that is here is not y value, it's y minus x value. So don't anyhow sub in. If you sub in here, it's definitely wrong. So because this point is on the line, you sub in into this equation. So I'm going to sub P, okay, into my linear equation. So x is P and y is 4. So P is 3.5. Okay, so be very careful. The difficulty lies with which one we use. Okay, if you're operating on linear form, sub into the linear equation. Ignore this totally. Okay, be careful. You can, but you need to solve for what is the value of x and y to plug in, which is more complicated. Yeah. Because this P value that I'm trying to find is the xy value. Then this y that I'm trying to sub in is y minus x. So it's a bit more complicated. Okay? So this is the 9.1 kind of question that you should be expecting lah. Okay, second one. They give you big Y. They give you big X. Okay, first step is always go and find the equation of the linear form. This linear line that we are finding. So go and find this. Okay, so gradient, take it from the 2 point. Y2 minus Y1, X2 minus X1. So go and calculate that. So 8 over 5. Then you sub in gradient. Okay, you sub in 1 point. Any 1 point that you prefer. So 28 is 8 over 5, 10 plus C. So C will give you 12. Okay, so knowing that your linear form is this. This is your linear equation. Then they say find the original equation. That's all they want you to do. So find the original equation. Put your y back as xy. Put your x as 1 over x squared. So your equation will look like this. Okay, they say express y in terms of x. So everything must divide by x. Oh, actually you just, oh, but not simplified. Should we simplify this one? Okay, this thing maybe we just simplify. Okay, let me put it up there. 8 over 5, 1 over root x, divide by x is the same as, actually I should rationalize this one, right? Then it looks kinder. Okay, never mind, let's just put like that first. So this will be like this. Divide means times. Okay, so it's as good as 8 over 5. This is power half. This is power 1. So x 3 over 2. Yeah. Y-intercept? I count wrongly. 28. My gradient correct or not? (28) minus this times 10. Correct what? 28 minus 8 over 5 times 10. Because you bring over minus ma.
No, it's because if you want to divide, it's just like 10. But you shift the whole thing.
Times 10. This is 16, right? Plus C. Okay? Okay, so this will be how your equation looks like. Okay, because they say leave your y in terms of x, so it's best to leave it like this. Okay, gradient, y-intercept, sub back, make subject into formula. 4 marks. Yes. 3 over 2. Okay, so remember this was your big Y. This was your big X. Yes. Which one? This one? So these two I combine, right? Because it's times. So I write it like that. Divide by x is as good as times 1 over x, correct? So this one I'm just combining these two by using indices law. X to the power of half plus x to the power half plus 1. So that's why I get 3 over 2. Okay? Okay, last two and then the 3 graphs are yours.
Yes,
10
10 minutes.
minutes. Huh, then become homework.
No, it's but you have like 30 minutes.
Today is Friday. At school ends at 12:30. So can, right? Okay, very good. I just needed that assurance.
Yeah, I'm like them. Because he's
Okay. Your lesson only until 9:25.
9:35.
I got 24 minutes.
the timetable said 9:20.
Your timetable is not working.
Yeah.
Get print one. Who's the class call ma? Print one timetable here can or not?
We got someone to do it.
Who take the timetable? Horrible. Every time I want to look at the timetable, don't have.
The jealous from 4 p.m.
Totally.
Thankful to
Let's make it 6. Any teacher don't want their period, tell me, then I take. Okay, question. Which one? This one? Just simplify. Don't overthink. This one is this. So it's the same as 8 over 5 x to the power of half. So I divide by x is like I times 1 over x. So this one half, this one power 1. When I times together, I add the power.
Do you use log?
Yes, ln. Can?
Because log is log.
Okay, next question 4. Let's linearize. Oh, actually they gave you a big hint already. Okay, never mind. Move on, Not yet. Okay, those who's done, go to question 4. Linearize your equation by taking ln both sides first. Okay, so whenever you see that your x appears in the power, or when your x has a power, then you must ln or log. Always like that. Done, Okay, I move on. I don't talk. Okay. Okay, this one. This is my equation. One look at it, you know it's not linear. So to linearize it, because I have powers, my power has x in it, I have to ln both sides. So I'm going to ln both sides. E to the power of a minus 3x. So remember, when you take ln, you can always bring the power down as a constant term in front. So ln E is just 1. So we don't have to be worried about it. Just leave it out. So you'll be left with this. So actually, to linearize it, this is my big Y. This thing must be my big X. So it's telling me that my gradient is 3. And then my y-intercept is A. So when I relate back to my equation, I know that my gradient is negative 3. This one is my gradient value. So I go ahead and find my gradient from this point. B minus 11 is 4 minus minus 2. And it gives me negative 3. Okay, so if I were to simplify, B will be negative 7.
So you're finding the gradient of...
I'm finding the value of A and B by using gradient and y-intercept.
Oh, so you just equate the gradient together.
Yes.
If I got the same grade, but I took the one and I split it.
You bring down, yeah, can see.
I
Okay, now I need to find the value of A, which is my y-intercept value. So how can I find that? When x is equal to 0, then this will be my value of A. Oh, but I don't have any.
Wait, this one can't be subbing the power. Like square one.
Oh, we just sub in 1 point, then we can find the value also can. Because this is what we just found, right? So let's avoid using this, because in case we make an error with B, then we will bring the error forward. So use the value that is valid. So this equation now looks like that, minus mx plus A. I will sub in 1 point on the line. Because if you sub in 1 point on the line, it will always satisfy it. So y is 11, x is minus 2, so A is just 5. Okay? So make use of the information you are given to find the unknown. Okay, once you start operating at the linear way, then it's easy already. It's just y equals to mx plus c. Don't need to think about the non-linear form.
next chapter is it gradient?
Our next chapter will go back to E-math applications of trigo.
Oh yeah.
That means the bearing,
Then after
to
that,
Akaso a lot, and then angle of elevation and depression.
and then after that is it gradient?
Then after that, we will come back to trigo equations for A-math. That means we will upgrade from 1 quadrant, 2 quadrant to 3 and 4 and many rounds. And sketching your sine, cosine, tangent graphs.
That's actually better than this.
We go deep. Okay, we go deep and understand sine, cosine, and tangent in a deeper way. Okay, last one. This equation, when you see that your x has a power attached to it, no longer 1, then you know you need to log or ln it. So this question already give you some hint that use log. Then you just use log lah, no difference one. So log both sides.
I haven't read.
Okay, when you have a multiplication or a product within your log function, you can always split it into 2. So log A plus log XB. So So remember this one. We are just reversing it. So this is the law that we are using. So I split it back into 2. Power always bring down. So this is B log X log A equal to log Y. So have a careful look. They also gave you a hint that the big Y is this and the big X is this. So if this is the big X, this is the big Y, then gradient will naturally be B and C will be the entire log A. Okay? So this is how you linearize it. So there are questions that don't sketch for you. Okay, there are questions that don't sketch for you. So when they don't sketch for you, it's okay. You will still be able to visualize. But if you need a sketch, you can also sketch it out. So 0, -6 is here. 0, 3 is here. You know your line looks like this. Y-axis is like this. They never draw for you doesn't mean you cannot draw on your own lah. Okay? So they gave you that 2 points over there. Never give you a diagram, but this is basically how it looks like. So go and find the unknown. So first thing first, easiest one is always go and find the gradient lah. So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, so you get a 2. So gradient is actually B value. I know from here that is my value of B. Yes. 0 minus 6, right? The graph, why? Oh, I plot the wrong point. Oops. Sorry. Okay, then gradient is wrong.
No, why do you put 6 at the top?
What 6?
Put 6 at the top.
Okay, wait, this is -6, 0. So it's here. Okay, -6, 0 here. Then 0, 3 here. So it's like this. This is 0, 3. So gradient will be 3 minus 0 over 0 minus 6. So 3 over 6 is a half. So this tells me that B is half. So I'm done with B. What I need next is my log A. What is my A value? So my equation, I need to solve for my unknown first. So if y is equal to mx plus c, I know my gradient is half. I don't know what is my c. I need to pick 1 point from the line to sub in. So I will prefer to pick this point because there's no negative, easier to handle. So I'm going to sub in 0, 3 so that I get C as 3. So, sorry? Yes. So when you, wait. Oh, yeah. Alamak. Okay, I look at here. I already know this. Y-intercept. How clever your teacher is.
They want A, right? So do we have to divide C by log?
Not divide. So the y-intercept value from here is 3, right? Tells me that log A is 3. How to find A?
It's just the
Push up. So this is log base 10, push up. A is 10 cube. So it's 1000.
inverse log. Right.
So why they like to use log and ln is because exponential growth grows very fast. The numbers are huge. So if you want to plot them on a XY axis, the numbers will be crazy. So if you log them, it becomes very decent numbers for you to represent on the graph. But you know your bacterial growth, right? They grow until so much that you don't even want to look at how many zeros there are. But when you log it, it will become much easy to handle numbers. Okay? That's it. The remaining time, I have 13 minutes. Can you all try plotting your 6, 7, 8?
Rather not.
I don't want to draw. Studying so boring.
Plot your 6, 7. Or, wait, let me see. I know. Okay, maybe. Actually, my plan is you see that assignment, right? Got 2 questions in front on the graph 1, 2 questions behind on the plot. And then plus the 3 here, that's why you need 5 graph paper. Can you see? That's why I asked you to bring 5 graph paper, right? So can you do that now at your free time, 15 minutes, less than 15,
Okay.
12 minutes.
This is a 15-minute break.
Sorry? Why? Of course, do that now enough one. Okay, never mind. If you go home, then we cannot do so many today.
Is this a 15-minute break?
No, it is to do your assignment. So do your assignment plus these 2 questions. If you have time, go and draw these 3. If you don't have time, I will draw it, then I will upload and show you. Sorry? Okay, you can don't do 6, 7, 8, straight away go to assignment. There's 2 graphs behind. I think it's enough practice. I will do 6, 7, 8 and I will load up. Yes. The last piece of paper set out. This assignment, do now. What you cannot
My
finish,
question
become homework.
11.
Cannot skip.
Okay, what you cannot finish become homework. I go and get graph paper to draw that tree now.
One question.